Hi, everybody. So I wanted to share a few things with you, and I want to try to do it from a place of respect and a place of no judgment. Even though this is an incredibly charged topic, my hope is that I can relay some information that might help, that may allay some fears, that may, I don't know what, but I'm feeling compelled to share. So I want to talk for a little bit about the fact that I tested positive for COVID last Friday. So it'll be almost a week. Today's Thursday. I'm going to share my calendar because I want to show you what I'm talking about here. Where is it now? Hold on. Sorry. Calendar. So I'll just share my desktop. Best laid plans. On August 5th, which was 3 weeks ago today, I drove down to Vancouver, Washington, just south of Vancouver or north of Vancouver, to a softball tournament. And I stayed in an RV with a dear friend of mine, and both of us were vaccinated. We didn't wear masks. She had come from another state and had been traveling quite a bit. I had been in Washington and drove down to meet her. So we stayed in. Thursday, I picked her up early Friday morning from the airport. We walked around, had some time in the softball tournament. Friday night, we spent quite a bit of time in playing games. We slept in the same bed. The next morning, she woke up and had some symptoms, and she was really concerned being so close to everyone else. Even though we were outside, she thought I better go and get checked. And so she did, out of an abundance of caution. And her symptoms were, I think, a slight fever and a cough. The instant test came back about an hour later, and she tested positive. Freaked me out. This was Saturday morning, so that would be the 7th of August. When we got to the realization, I mean, both of us were shocked. I was like, well, I was there to help her with her physical stuff. She had recent foot surgery, and she had a knee problem on the other knee. So I was there to help. And now all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, what do I do here? The general consensus is to isolate. And we were in an RV. It's really kind of hard to isolate. We put our masks on, and then we came up with a plan. And so in her best interests and in mine, because I have a long history of asthma and comorbidities. I was morbidly obese for decades. I'm no longer, but I was for quite a while. And so here I am trying to decide, okay, I got to go home, but I'm going home to my 2 girls. And I was really worried about whether or not I'd contracted it myself because I was in close proximity for so long. So I came home with the idea that I was going to quarantine in my room. And I was told I couldn't take the test for 5 days. So I went in or 5 days from exposure, 4 to 5 days. So I went in on the 9th. I don't mean to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I want you all to hear the progression. So I'd been in a petri dish for a day and a half. I came home Sunday. And my youngest was starting to develop symptoms herself before I even walked in the door. So I thought, oh, geez, now I'm walking into another petri dish. And so I isolated in my bedroom with my mask and tested the next morning, and I tested negative. It was a regular test, so I felt pretty comfortable with the results, and I felt fine. My daughter continued to be sick and was sick all that week. Her sister came down with it that Friday. So that would be now 2 weeks ago, yesterday. Her sister came down with it. I tested again on Thursday or Friday, because I wanted to make sure that I hadn't contracted it again from my youngest. That was before we knew Jackie had gotten it as well. Oh God, this story is convoluted and I'm sorry. But the point I'm trying to make is that within the span of 2 weeks, I was exposed to 3 people in my home, in essence, because my home at the RV and then my home here, um, in the span of 2 weeks. I tested negative twice. The third time I tested positive. So I am technically, and for all intents, I'm COVID positive right now. I have one more day from my original symptoms, one more day, and I'm, according to the CDC, able to walk around and be fine. What I'm trying to say here is that I've now been with 3 people who have developed pretty substantial symptoms. My friend got a fever. She was had chills. She had a pretty bad cough, and also had she got her monoclonal antibodies the first chance she got, which was that following Monday, and she was able to. Her symptoms basically went away. So she was vaccinated, and she got the monoclonal antibodies, and they were then able to. She was able to fly. Just last week, she was able to fly. So her symptoms subsided, and she was basically able to function normally and with pretty ease, pretty quickly. Both of my daughters have had it. My youngest got pretty sick and was pretty sick for several days. She used cold medicine and some other things to try to curb the symptoms. She's feeling much better now. My oldest has been sick for almost 2 weeks now, and she's been pretty sick, and she's such a healthy eater. It's ridiculous how healthy she is, but she was not vaccinated either. So I know 4 people that have not been vaccinated that got really bad symptoms just in the last few weeks, 2 of which were sitting in my home. I was impacted. I was in a petri dish for the last 3 weeks. I did get COVID, but my symptoms were the following. I had sneezing and itchy, watery eyes, which I think was allergies, and I lost my sense of smell. I haven't had any other symptoms. The only thing I've had in this time is worry and anxiety over my oldest, which is on me. I worry about her health in large part because I come from a long, long line of asthma. And that's what I want to share with you. I have been panic stricken about getting COVID for quite some time. I'm not suggesting that it's going to be easy, and I'm not suggesting that that there's a right and a wrong way to walk in this world. I just want you to hear that my experience tells me that getting COVID with a vaccine and eating really well is a good it's a good recipe. I'm a really healthy eater. I haven't had sugar or flour for 5 years almost. I've kept my weight off. I exercise, but I was severely asthmatic, and I got pneumonia and bronchitis. I was on steroids and all sorts of medications regularly because of my lungs. So COVID scared me. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be cautious. I've been really careful about wearing my mask, washing my hands, being in environments that I try not to be in close proximity now with this new variant. I believe it's too contagious to warrant. But again, I didn't catch it the first time I was exposed to it, nor the second. It took 3 for me to get it. I'm not saying that you should be cavalier in any way, shape, or form, but I do want to. I want you to hear that it has really calmed me a lot to know that that was my reaction and that was my response. I would caution you that this is just. I don't know what the right answer is for you. All I know is that my individual experience tells me that the vaccine made a big difference for me. I will happily talk to you about your circumstances and I'd love to share more about this. This is a a really charged topic. I think that that it's sad that politics has gotten involved in something that's so um, basic around medical issues. And my hope is that that no one has to go through what some of my friends and my family have gone through with this variant. It's scary for me watching my loved ones sick. I have ultimate faith that they're both going to be fine. The other thing I want to say is there are a lot of people getting COVID that aren't in the news. The news is really exacerbating the scariest worst case scenario, die business. And I want you to hear that this is my experience living with COVID. This is my experience. And that's all I wanted to share, because I'm not seeing the everyday reactions to, or the everyday experiences of what happens with COVID. This isn't about fear. This isn't about scaring you into making a decision. I just want you to hear that this has been my experience, and I really thought it was important to share it. That's my hope. I hope it makes sense. And thank you. Please message me, text me. Again, I'm fine. I'm technically, as of tomorrow, able to wander around the masses with my mask on, and with that's my expectation, that I will be wearing my mask everywhere. And my hope is that you all stay safe out there. And I hope that this opens up a conversation that's respectful and supportive. And it's really important to me that you just hear what I experienced. I really don't, I'm not trying to change your mind about something or make you feel like your decision is stupid. I just want you to hear what happened for me. Thank you.